Okay, this video is not about food, but we'll start with a food story. Probably because I'm hungry right now. As a child, one of my favorite things to eat was stewed chicken. I know you're wondering about KFC. Let's not even go there. Let's just say I loved chicken. I still do. As a matter of fact, back then I wouldn't eat anything but chicken. I used to get nauseous even at the thought of trying something else. My mom and siblings would try to convince me to try other things, but I just couldn't. They attempted to convince me to try goat. Ew, goat. Pork was an even grosser thought. They tried fish. I know, I like to catch them, but not eat them. They tried beef. Yuck. Now, if you put a good T-bone steak in front of me, it doesn't stand a chance. Wouldn't last very long. You see, one day I realized that I could be missing out on so many great things because I never even took the chance to experience something new. Even when I tried new things, I did so with a closed mind because I was convinced that I wouldn't like it. Nothing could taste better than chicken. One day I had to ask myself, what if you're wrong? And I was. There are many things that taste just as good as chicken, even better. Today, one of my favorite foods is, wait for it, lamb. Some people mature in body, but not in mind. Maturity of the mind and spirit is true maturity. Maturing of the body could be deceptive and misleading. This is why today we see so many adults making childish mistakes. I believe a hallmark of maturity is discipline. Discipline empowers you to do things that you normally would be opposed to or think yourself too weak to accomplish. If I didn't have the discipline to convince myself to try new foods, I'd still be stuck on chicken today. I would have never known the pure joy and juiciness and the delight of a good ribeye steak. The first time I fasted as a young fella, I vomited nothing but air. It was painful and hard, but discipline taught me to try again. That same discipline has caused me to accomplish things that I never would have accomplished had I still been the immature little me. Maturity may come with age, but spiritual maturity does not necessarily come with age and time. I know lots of people who've been Christians for decades and are still the same crybabies they were years ago. Why? Because they never seized the occasion to mature. You could tell those people that are staggering under immaturity. Immature people talk about their maturity a lot. I'm very mature. Like a kid wanting to order from the grown-up menu. Immature people boast about how humble they are. Immature people normally find it difficult to find a middle ground. They either have too much fun or no fun at all. I could go on, but I hope you get the idea. It is imperative as Christians we seize every opportunity to become spiritually mature, to grow in our faith and understanding. How do you do that? Well, I'm so glad you asked. Here's 5 ways to pursue spiritual maturity. 1. Childish things. 1 Corinthians 13 and 11. When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away all childish things. There comes a time when you have to discern childish things and put them away. I still can't understand a big old hardback man wasting his entire weekend in his underwear playing video games on his couch. Because of childishness, many miss their responsibilities, and as a result, everything in their charge suffers. In most cases, your spiritual life suffers, your spirit suffers, and then you wonder why you can't sense God. It's because your senses are dulled by the self-indulgent stimulus. Number 2. Understand the seasons. Spiritual maturity comes with the understanding of the season of your existence. Ecclesiastes 3 and 1 tells us, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. When you grasp that where you are right now is a season of your life and a new season will soon come, you can handle anything with grace and strength, knowing that God is in charge of it all. There is a season when you'll win and another when you lose. A season when you laugh and then one when you'll cry. A spiritually mature person remains steadfast in his faith, knowing the truth of the changing of seasons. When life is unbearable, instead of throwing a crybaby tantrum, just say Psalms 30:5, for his anger endureth but for a moment, in his favor is life. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. Number 3, seek wisdom. Yes, go looking for wisdom. Seek it in the scriptures. Seek it in wise counsel. Associate with wise, not necessarily smart, but wise people. Psalms 1:1. Blessed is the man who walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful, but his delight is in the law of the Lord. If you hang around immature and foolish people, chances are you'll become one of them. If you covet your time with such people, that's a pretty clear indication of where you are on the spiritual maturity scale. So search for wisdom. Proverbs 8:11 says, for wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that may be desired are not to be compared to it. When the wise gives you instructions, all you have to do is know the value of it and follow it. How hard is that? It's quite simple. Number 4, don't settle. A mature man knows that there will never come a day when he could say that he knows all there is to know. Spiritual growth or maturity in the kingdom of God is exponential and infinite, because these are the attributes of God himself. So never settle for less. Every day desire to learn more, draw closer, climb higher, knowing that there's more. If it's one thing that you will learn on your path to spiritual maturity, is that you will always have more to learn and acquire. Number 5, walk in the Spirit. Immaturity in its very nature is carnal. It is a trait of the flesh, the natural you. When too much attention is given to the flesh, your spirit suffers. A child will throw himself on the floor and kick and cry and scream because of his desire for a toy. You don't see many adults doing that. Only now our universities are kind of producing such folks. But normally adults know how to restrain themselves. The restraint is not maturity. Devising a way to overcome the desires of your flesh and the strong emotions that come with it, that is maturity. Galatians 5:16 tells us, this I say then, walk in the Spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. Walking in the Spirit doesn't mean that you will not have any more carnal, fleshly desires. It means that you will have the power to not fulfill the lust of the flesh. So, I hope that you're spiritually mature. If you're not, try some of the aforementioned things. If you lack discipline, then put yourself in positions where you have no other choice but to exercise discipline. What do you mean, Pastor J? I mean, try fasting or abstaining from things and places that you know you need to abstain from. It's simple. If you're upset because you're convicted about your spiritual maturity or lack thereof, then this video is definitely for you. Now think about that. I think I'm going to cook some lamb tomorrow. Sounds good. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you didn't like it now. Share it now. If you did not subscribe to Preacher Man TV yet, get on there and subscribe. Subscribe to Preacher Man TV on YouTube and click the little notification bell so that you won't miss another message. As soon as we upload it, you'll get a notification. God bless you.